everyone, my name is Skylar Lim and I'm a composer pianist based in Singapore. Today I'd like to share with everyone a piece by Maurice Ravel, mère, and more specifically we'll be looking into the first movement, Pavane de la belle au bois dormant. So just a brief summary of mère, it's a piece written in 1908 for two children, Jean and Mimi Godesky, the children of Ravel's friend, and it has 5 movements, 2 of which inspired by Les Contes de ma mère by Charles Perrault, including the first movement, which is basically Sleeping Beauty. In this scene, Sleeping Beauty is sleepwalking as she's accompanied by 2 guards. So looking at the opening bars 1 to 4, we can see that Ravel uses only 2 lines, both in A Aeolian, which is basically the minor scale with a flat 7. And zooming in on the counterpoint, we can basically simplify into this, where the basic structure is all consonant intervals. Then Ravel just includes a suspension and adds rhythmic interest. In bar 3, Ravel breaks out of traditional counterpoint and has parallel 7ths between the 2 voices. Which isn't surprising considering the abundance of parallel 7 movement in many of Ravel's and Debussy's works. Having only 2 lines brings out the melodic simplicity of each line and shows Ravel's fluency in traditional counterpoint. This section can be called A1, with the melody starting on the tonic and ending on the dominant. Moving on to bars 5 to 8, we now have 4 voices, and we see that the bass and alto voices are acting as sustained notes, playing E and D respectively. While the soprano and tenor have moving lines in contrary motion. Now simplified. And now with added suspensions in appoggiaturas. This chord has an interesting voicing because there's a minor 9th interval between the bass and the tenor, which works well because there's a large space between the 2 notes. If it was, say, a closer interval, or the other extreme even, it wouldn't work as well. This section can be called A2 as it starts out on the dominant and ends on the tonic, completing the phrase of A1. From bars 9 to 12, we have section B, and a different texture again with voices coming in one after another, starting with soprano, alto, and then bass. This is how it sounds. And this is the basic outline. You notice once again how the 7th interval suspensions resolve downwards. And how Ravel adds non-harmony tones like escape tones and appoggiaturas. This section is based on the relative major C. Finally, we get back the melody of the opening bars, from bars 13 to 16, but we have a different harmony and accompaniment, one which is similar to the A2 section, because we can see the alto and bass are acting as sustained notes again. While the soprano and tenor have moving lines in contrary motion. So you can see Ravel develops the opening melody by sort of combining it with the texture of the A2 section. The overarching chord Ravel uses here is quintessential Ravel, a minor ninth chord. We return to the A2 section in bar 17 to 20, and Ravel does not change anything apart from the rhythm in the final bar. Yet something interesting to be noted is that Ravel orchestrates both sections differently, with the first using primarily winds, and the flutes having the melody. While the second using purely muted strings and a harp. If you were to play this piece on the piano, perhaps you might want to consider the difference in color of these two sections. So that concludes my analysis of Ravel's piece. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, do consider subscribing to the channel. If you have any other pieces you'd like me to analyze, leave me a comment down below. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.